Hello, digital educator, and welcome to this session about making feedback powerful through the use of audio for online instruction. Before we get into the actual process of how we give audio feedback online, or the easiest way in order to do it, we need to talk a little bit about the research. And a lot of the research, that the best place to go and get it, because it's put into a really digestible place, is through John Hattie's work with Visible Learning. As you can see here, it's backwards. But anyways, this book is an absolutely amazing resource when it comes to the research with regard to learning. And one of the highest teaching moves that you can do, one of the highest instructional methods, is to actually give students actionable feedback. So first quote, when John Hattie reviewed over 500,000 research studies, he found that feedback had more impact on student results than any other teaching strategy. In fact, research shows that feedback has double the impact regular teaching strategies have on student achievement. So a way that Hattie went through and he made this research was he took many different science research articles that sought to quantify different instructional methods. He put them into one effect size, so you compare one to the next, and culminated them all together in Visible Learning. So yeah, 500,000 studies that go onto that. Another quote here is that few would argue the importance of feedback to increase student achievement without having read the research from John Hattie. With an effect size of 0.73, feedback is almost double that of the hinge point of 0.4, making it an effective instructional strategy that is applicable across disciplines and grades. Yeah, so 0.4 is about the run-of-the-mill instructional strategy. If you were to do a 0.4 all year, you would about make 1 year's worth of growth. When you get above that, then you start getting into strategies that really are powerful, and they give you the greater ability to grow students' outcomes. So a 0.73 is almost double. So you're getting almost 2 years worth of growth in 1 year through the use of using feedback. There's an absolutely amazing article you should read that is in the link right there. You'll have to pause it, follow the URL. But what it shows is that even given that control information, which audio feedback was provided and was used, approximately 350% more frequently than for information which text-based feedback was provided. Boil that down into easy layman's terms here. If you gave a kid audio feedback on their online learning, they were 3.5 times more likely to actually put what you said as feedback into play. So merely just by switching from a text-based feedback that we always do to an audio-based feedback, the kids were 3.5 times more likely to actually enact the changes that you told them to. Some more amazing statistical research that comes out of this from the same authors. The use of audio feedback consumed 25% less time to provide the feedback and generated 225% the quantity of feedback. So from an instructor's end, it is taking you less time to do audio feedback, and they're finding that you give much more feedback when you use audio, which makes total sense, that if you're able to just talk, then you're going to be more inclined to give more details. But what blew my mind, especially with the Techiverse, is that it's taking 25% less time to give audio, which you think it would be so much more difficult. But as I'm going to show you, it's really not that difficult. Also, they found that audio recorded feedback for asynchronous instruction provided greater nuance. You're able to get to things. You can not have to think about the tone of the person that's saying it. You can actually hear the tone. You can get into very finer details. It created a sense of community. It felt like you were actually connecting with a human, not with just text. And it makes the learner feel as if the instructor really cares about them, because you can use that tone. You can use all of those vocal features that we use every single day that can show affection. So the tool that I really suggest that you use is called Vocaroo, and the little robot that's their icon is the easiest, quickest way to provide audio feedback to students. So you go to vocaroo.com. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So I've already directed my browser to vocaroo.com. Vocaroo spelled VOCAROO.com. And so what we do is we go ahead and we get to the site. We click record. And it will actually record everything that I'm saying right now. I kind of clicked record and pause very quickly, so it's a really short clip, it's 2 seconds. So once we have our clip created, then we have a link that we can take right here and we can copy through that button, and then we can use it. The great part is that you're not signing in, you're not putting any personally identifiable information into their site. So long as you don't use student names, so long as you don't give personally identifiable information in the recording, then it's totally EdLaw 2D compliant. So let's see how we can use this in an actual document. So this document right here is the start of an outline for a course that I'm going to be making on how to live stream for educators. And let's say I'm working on this and one of my friends, one of my colleagues went through and put in this comment or this bit of information. I really like it. I've already recorded my vocal response to it. I then can go up and add a comment, which it looks like the speech bubble with a plus sign next to it. Make sure you highlight whatever the text it is that you're going to be talking about, so that way it draws your attention to it. So beyond the speech bubble up here, you also have the speech bubble that's over here on the side. Now by having it highlighted, you'll see it changes the color. I can then take the URL from Vocaroo, copy it, and going back over my document, paste that Vocaroo link inside of the comment box. And now, if I want to make it even better, I can take the person's name and I can put plus Dale Payne. And it then would send them a notification that they were mentioned in a comment, and it would send a link to the Vocaroo recording, which would tell them what it was that my feedback was, and it also shows which piece of information that is inside the document is being referenced to. So you can do this with multiple different places, and doesn't just have to be one recording per document, but super quick, fast, effective way for you to be able to give students feedback on their digital work.